Gary Neville's 2019 Salah and Liverpool predictions that went horribly wrong. The trouble with making predictions is that when you so bullishly claim something is going to happen, and it doesn't, it can undermine your credibility. Fortunately for Gary Neville, he remains one of the very best analysts and pundits that English football can offer. The Sky Sports pundit has become renowned for his compelling views not just on football, but issues affecting the game and society as a whole, such as racism, foreign ownership and politics. But even the former Manchester United defender would be somewhat horrified when he is inevitably reminded of his views on Liverpool and Mohamed Salah's future prospects only 2 years ago. At 27 and arguably the peak of his powers, Salah was in electric form at the time. In his first season at Anfield he scored a record 32 goals, but his all-round play had improved drastically in the campaigns that followed. It was clear that for just £38 million, Liverpool had brought in a world-class player. But as the club had done in the past with Luis Suarez and Fernando Torres, the European elite were circling around their prized possession. Neville, having seen the Reds cash in for £142 million to sell Felipe Coutinho to Barcelona only 18 months ago, predicted the Egyptian would soon tread a similar path. Salah's going to leave in the next 12 months, I can see it already, Neville told Sky Bet in 2019. He care or knows, he won't say it. I can see it, you can feel it, you can smell it, you know when a player's like. There was some logic to what Neville was discussing. At the time, Salah had been courted by Real Madrid, who were looking to make their next big signing. The Egyptian had always dreamed of playing for Los Blancos, and there were noises from the player and his agent that one day, he would like to sign for the La Liga giants. At his age, there could not be a more perfect time for a player to start the final stage of their career with a big money move. Playing at the Santiago Bernabeu with no Cristiano Ronaldo, he could have been the star attraction they were missing. Will Mohamed Salah sign a new Liverpool contract? Comment below. It was believed Real wanted to pay around £100 million for Salah, which, in all honesty, felt like an underestimation of his value. Liverpool would not entertain any offers for Salah, and he remained at Anfield. Los Blancos focused their efforts on signing Eden Hazard and could eventually pay a club record £130 million for the Belgian. 2 years down the line and Salah is still at Anfield, terrorizing opposition defenses on a weekly basis. With 15 goals in 12 games for the Reds this season, he is frighteningly still improving and perhaps at his best level yet. No one would be more delighted than the Liverpool fans to have kept a player of Salah's ability while simultaneously proving a United legend wrong. It was clear the Reds forward knew he had unfinished business. He set about trying to help Liverpool and Jurgen Klopp achieve European domination and were already one step there, having clinched the Champions League in 2018-19 by beating Tottenham. But they still had to win the Premier League to prove themselves. Liverpool had gone 30 years without a league title, a wait too long for a club of its size, stature and history, but under Jurgen Klopp and armed with arguably the best front three in Europe, they had a fighting chance. Misjudging Salah's destination was not the only glaring error Neville made in these predictions. It's fair to say that Manchester United won't have the bragging rights for the next century if they beat Liverpool following their humiliating 5-0 defeat on Sunday at Old Trafford. Not only did Salah play, he tore apart the United backline with a marvellous hat-trick. By the time he scored the first goal, Liverpool were already 2 goals to the good. And this is where Neville's prophecy has come back to bite him. In the same conversation, he had backed Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's side to win the Premier League before Liverpool, and since then, only one of those teams has achieved the feat. The very same season, the Reds accrued 96 points and lost just 1 game out of 38. They had also overseen a run of 63 games unbeaten at Anfield and had gone 44 games unbeaten overall before a 3-0 defeat to Watford in February 2020. United, meanwhile, were plodding along nicely in the top 4 without producing a real challenge. Solskjaer was assembling a squad that would be ready to compete for years to come, but they were missing that potency that Salah and the like brought to Liverpool. Still, Neville was convinced the only team in red celebrating would be those from the M16 area. I can guarantee you as clear as day, Manchester United will win again. They'll probably win the league before Liverpool, in my opinion, he said. And that's not being disrespectful, they'll probably win the league before Liverpool. He later elaborated, they're more ripe, they're closer than you think, and it's not as bad as you think. That's always the way it is. Except at this moment in time, the title feels further away than ever, especially after their humiliation at the hands of Klopp's side. There is probably some part of Neville that might cringe when reading back over his comments, but hindsight is a tool for reflection, not judging. There was no real way for the 46-year-old to have known what lied ahead for Salah and Liverpool. But after watching his predictions go awry, the former United man may be wise to take a more tact approach in future.